This is my show. I ain't got no music. Copyright.
Now, I've figured out a pattern with YouTube reaction channels. Seems like the lion's share of them are young people reacting to classic movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then in second place are ladies who may not have always appreciated action films watching action films. And then in last place you have people who normally wouldn't watch different genre pictures like maybe horror movies or comic book movies reacting to them. The only issue with Hat in the Ring is that I'm Odium, by the way. I am Generation X, I'm a geek, and I'm a guy, and I've grown up on just about all of that stuff. So when I think about genres that I haven't always appreciated, haven't always watched, out and out loathed, I have to turn to romantic comedies and romantic dramas. Haven't seen too many of them, but there are just as many classic ones out there as anything else. So I'm thinking here at Hat in the Ring, at least for the foreseeable future, we'll be watching a lot of those, starting with today. So today, I'm gonna watch the classic You Got Mail. And if you're wondering why I'm not watching Sleepless in Seattle, it's because my wife doesn't own a copy of it like she does You Got Mail. So without further ado, You Got Mail. I'm going to spare everybody jokes about how far technology has come. That's for the kids to make. I was born before we had all this. It's still amazing to me. I should say that I don't know what the plot of this movie is. I filmed the opening before I saw the movie. It wasn't a wrap-up. Beautiful dog. That dopamine hit of getting the mails, electronic or otherwise. Meg Ryan's haircut is absolutely 90s. It is a sharp haircut. Holy crap, it's Dave Chappelle!
Gonna hate us at the beginning, but we'll get them in the end. You know why? Why?
Oh my goodness, Dave is using the same acting he does for the parodies that he used to do on the Chappelle Show, but I'm having trouble taking him seriously because that's exactly how he acts when he's making fun of movies like this. The music is just so whimsical, like I am not supposed to be unhappy right now. So he loves New York in the fall, she loves New York in the fall. Or I guess this is her mimicking him writing that in the email. I cannot watch this without analyzing the whole dynamic between men and women. I see that right now. Okay, so both of these people have already moved on from the relationships that they're in because they favor the people that they haven't met, favoring the mystery.
On my birthday, I wandered into the over 30 room for
This is gonna hurt! This is gonna hurt!
Another way of being rejected by a woman.
It would appear that You Got Mail was fairly prophetic.
What are you girls talking about?
Hey, Edith! Edith Bunker.
I tried to have cyber sex once, but
Technology changes, but the dopamine hits from the mystery remains the same. I think I might enjoy dissecting this.
Its name is money.
Dabney Coleman,
Good guess. Father's getting married.
longtime character actor.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So these people are getting to know each other, talking about nothing over the internet. Nothing personal. Wow, this movie really is like a precursor of what American culture would end up being not too long from when this movie was made. You Got Mail might actually qualify as science fiction. That haircut is nice. I love the way, look what she's wearing. I love the way women dressed in the 90s. Fashion for women was never better than the 1990s. I will die saying that. People looked classy, but they looked sexy, but they looked like they could go to work, but they looked like they were having fun. It was just, I loved it. Across all demographics,
what black girls were wearing, what white girls were wearing. You know, I was in college at the time.
Where I've heard that before.
Great Kinnear. Okay, did she send that? Did she send that to him?
How are you? Good. You ready to
See
say
the
hello to
difference
Thursday?
between how men treat boys and girls? In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that.
Get a hello.
Hello, Jillian.
Kiss me, I'm going to be your wicked stepmother.
Here you
Holy
go.
crap. Woo. Wasn't expecting the soundtrack that I'm getting. This is where the movie lets us know that Tom Hanks' character is good with kids.
The great and daring mouse plot. We all have our moments of
It seems like this whole movie is just showing how perfect they are for each other and how they're not happy in the relationships that they're in.
Well, that's why it's
Steve Zahn's hair is caught between the 80s and the 90s. It has 90s length,
No, I don't really think that
but
he could
doesn't
really
have
mess with
90s
you.
grunge.
No. Enchanting. Your mother was enchanting.
Yes,
Call
she
back to
was.
what his grandfather said.
Daughter. Oh, no, I'm not married, but eventually. So, yeah, the big bad fox books can just go to.
Back when people still assumed you needed to be married to be parents.
You, hey, we're ready?
Doesn't sound so crazy in 2021. Okay, so there are two secrets. One, they're talking to each other over email. And two, he is the person that's going to destroy her business. And the real point of the movie is to see how that plays out because, much like an action movie, much like I know that the hero will most likely live and most likely get the girl, these two will get together. No matter how this shakes out, Meg Ryan's character is probably going to forgive Tom Hanks' character, right? Or maybe there's nothing to forgive. He might just not destroy her business, going against his family, you know, which seems unrealistic, but it's no more unrealistic than John Rambo killing 212 Vietnamese and Russian people in 1985. Again, 90s fashion. It's interesting that Greg Kinnear's character is written to be so supportive. I almost hope that there's something wrong with him because I mean it seemed like it would be kind of sad for her to just drop him for somebody else, like what they're doing with Parker Posey. Oh, that didn't take long. Don't. Thank you. Finally, it's something for me to look to be interested in.
It's just before the horse's head ends up in the bed with all the bloody sheets, you know, wakes up and it's
Nice.
book in the neighborhood. That will not always be the case. And it was yours. And it is
Shots fired.
a charming little bookstore. You probably sell.
Paul was brilliant. Brilliant, yes. I'm Patricia.
Okay,
Eaton.
so that answers my question.
Eaton Books.
They're gonna trade partners, and that way nobody seems like they're the bad guy.
Hi.
my piece. I'm sorry. I just, you know, I'm.
He does know her last
write
name.
these things and you.
Your spite, your condescension.
So this is where the writer makes up for every negative thing that he said at the party by showing that he has some type of remorse for it. He sees it as his worst self. So for all the ladies, the man belittled her existence. He belittled her. So why does he occupy so much of her brain space? Why not just focus on another person like her current boyfriend when this guy seems like he's a jerk? He corporate wise he's a jerk, and personally he's a jerk. It seems like there's nothing going for him.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's your turn to say Happy Thanksgiving back.
Happy Thanksgiving back.
That's what I would have said.
Who's there?
You're fine.
Fine.
Happy Thanksgiving. Henry, happy Thanksgiving.
I'm so sorry, really. I apologize. I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Sign already.
Interesting.
You have my pen.
Meg Ryan Meg Ryan being genuinely nice about accidentally getting in the line wasn't enough for Rose, but a guy being arrogant enough to come up there, tell a joke, say that she needs to say Happy Thanksgiving, that's enough to get her over the hump. Ooh, man, not very feminist. Got to cut this for copyright, but I just want to say that the classic early 80s Annie with Carol Burnett, one of my favorite childhood movies, haven't seen it in decades, but when I happen to catch it on the TV, gotta listen to Hard Knock Life and Maybe. Maybe is not the most famous song from the soundtrack, but it might be the best song in the soundtrack. Check it out. Carol Burnett, Annie, Albert Finney, awesomeness. There is nothing happening! Alright, so I was about to say it's now Christmas, so that means this book signing is happening in January. See, I'm paying attention. Oh, wait. That was in Fox. Oh, man. Is that true? Hold on, I gotta rewind. It's happening.
Everything that's going badly in my life will sort itself out.
Man, this would be scary. You tell a man that you have a problem and you're a woman, they want to solve it for you.
I wish you could help.
Instant messenger. I have never used an instant messenger for the brief time they were a thing.
No specifics, remember?
Joe, you just told a story about missing your mom at Christmas. I guess that's not specific, it's just personal.
Specific. Hello. Well,
For one, The Godfather has a plot!
Michael, The Godfather is the answer to any question. What should I pack?
Now I see why my wife likes this movie so much. She loves The Godfather. Oh, last time she had a knife to his gut. Now she might actually plunge it in there.
Hey,
When you have to hide like that,
I've been thinking.
that's a sign that you shouldn't be doing it in a relationship. Man, when I think about this and how it's depicted in this movie and everything the kids talk about with relationships today and their significant others on their phones. As my wife does that. Apparently, I am married to Meg Ryan. Not bad at all. She knows Muhammad Ali, but she doesn't know Godfather?